The white radish winter had arrived, and the air was bitterly cold. Little Rabbit had nothing to eat. Wrapping itself in a coat, it went outside to search for food. After a long journey, it finally found 2 white radishes. Little Rabbit exclaimed joyfully, "Oh, look, 2 white radishes right here. I am so lucky." Little Rabbit was very hungry and wanted to eat. But then it thought, it's so cold. Probably Little Goat doesn't have anything to eat either. I should bring 1 radish to Little Goat. So Little Rabbit went to Little Goat's house, but finding it empty, it left a radish on the table and went back. By chance, Little Goat, while out playing, had also found a white radish, but it only ate half of it. When it got home and saw another radish on the table, Goat really wanted to eat it, but then thought, "Oh, it's so cold. Little Deer must not have anything to eat either. I should take this radish to Little Deer." Little Goat went to Little Deer's house, but found it empty as well, so it left the radish on the table and returned home. When Little Deer came home and saw the radish on the table, it was very surprised. "Oh, where did this delicious white radish come from? I like it so much. But it's so cold. Little Rabbit must be hungry too. I should take this radish to Little Rabbit." When Little Deer arrived, Little Rabbit was sound asleep. Upon waking up, Little Rabbit found a white radish on its table. Overjoyed, it ran to call its friends. "Little Deer, Little Goat, come to my house. Let's eat this delicious white radish together." In the end, the white radish was shared among the 3 kind-hearted friends. The moral of the story for children: when you give, you receive more than you have. The Lazy Chinchilla. In a certain pine forest, there lived a young chinchilla named Mop with his parents. Being the only child in the family, Mop was spoiled by his parents. Despite reaching the age to attend school, the little chinchilla refused to go and spent his days playing instead. Due to excessive pampering by his parents, Mop became stubborn and disobedient, never listening to anyone's advice and always talking back. One day, while playing, Mop got lost deep in the forest and couldn't find his way back. After wandering for a while, he came across a signpost, but unfortunately, Mop couldn't read. At that moment, filled with regret and tears, he thought, "If only I had learned to read and gone to school, I wouldn't be in this situation now." Just then, a lion appeared unexpectedly. Thinking he was about to be eaten, Mop begged for mercy. To his surprise, the lion said, "I just want to help you. You can't read the signpost, can you?" Mop nodded in agreement. With guidance and advice from the lion, Mop finally found his way home. From that day on, he was determined to go to school regularly and study diligently every day. The moral of the story for children: children should study hard and equip themselves with knowledge to integrate well into life. The Tortoise and the Rabbit. Once upon a time, in a beautiful and tranquil forest, there lived a tortoise and a hare. Every day they played together as the best of friends. One day, the hare and the tortoise argued about who was faster. They decided to settle their dispute through a race. The tortoise and the hare agreed on a route and began their race. The hare sprinted off like a bullet, running swiftly. When it realized it had pulled far ahead of the tortoise, the hare thought it would be a good idea to take a rest under a shady tree by the roadside. Overconfident in its ability to win, the hare sat down beneath the tree and quickly fell asleep. The tortoise kept plodding along, eventually reaching the spot where the hare was napping. The tortoise slowly passed the hare. It continued on, steadily making its way to the finish line. When the hare woke up, it found the tortoise had already crossed the finish line and become the victor. The tortoise won the race because of its perseverance and determination. The hare, on the other hand, lost because it had been too confident and underestimated its opponent. The hare learned a valuable lesson that day, realizing that victory goes to those who remain steadfast and give their best effort. The smart little rabbit. In a certain forest, a mother rabbit and her young one lived together very happily. Every day the little rabbit would run to the riverbank to drink water. Each time before the little rabbit left, the mother rabbit would remind him, "Be careful when you go, and pay attention to your surroundings, because the fox often goes to the river for a stroll too." One day, as the little rabbit arrived at the riverbank and bent down to drink water, he suddenly saw a fox. The little rabbit was very worried, but the fox appeared very friendly and greeted the little rabbit. "Hello, little rabbit, why don't you climb onto my back? I'll carry you into the forest to see the flowers and pick mushrooms." Faced with this friendly invitation, the little rabbit was scared, but remembered his mother's advice and quickly thought of a clever trick. So the little rabbit replied to the fox, "That sounds wonderful, Mr. Fox, but could you wait for me to go home and get my hat to shield from the sun?" As soon as he finished speaking, the little rabbit quickly ran home and told his mother about encountering the fox by the river. The mother rabbit hugged her little one, stroked his head, and praised him for being quick-witted and smart. Moral of the story: in any stressful situation, one must remain calm. Practicing quick thinking every day will be very helpful in the future, supporting one to solve problems in the best way possible. The goose, the turtle, and their journey. A pair of geese and a turtle were good friends. As summer approached, the weather began to heat up, causing their pond to gradually dry up. Therefore, they planned to find a new home. However, the turtle couldn't fly, so the geese decided to carry the turtle by holding a stick in their beaks while flying, with the turtle holding onto the middle of the stick. The only thing the turtle had to remember was not to open its mouth while flying. They began their journey. People were amazed to see them and started shouting. Suddenly, someone laughed. "Look, a flying turtle!" The turtle, angered, retorted, "Why are you laughing at me?" And of course, it fell to the ground. Fortunately, the turtle landed in a bush and was not hurt. At that moment, the turtle deeply regretted its actions. "If only I hadn't spoken, I would now be enjoying myself with the geese." The moral of the story for children: do not speak when it is unnecessary.